I still remember the sound of her voice that night, too calm for what she was saying. I took the money from your trust fund and gave it to your stepsister. She's better than you. There was a pause. I could hear her sipping something, like she was rewarding herself. I smiled. Thanks for letting me know, I said, and ended the call. That's when she realized she'd made her first mistake, thinking I'd react. I was 3,000 miles away, finishing a project that would triple my income. I'd worked for it. Years of sleepless nights, ignored birthdays, and the quiet loneliness of success built in isolation. My father used to say, "Family will protect what you build." He was wrong. He'd died 2 years earlier, and the will had been simple. My trust fund was mine at 30. Until then, my stepmother was the executor. I trusted her. God, I did. She was kind at first, cooked for me, said she saw her late husband in my eyes. I believed her. I even called her Mom for a while. She'd smile when I did, like she'd won something. Maybe she had. Then came her, my stepsister, Laura. Pretty, polished, and practiced in every way I wasn't. The golden child with the easy laugh. She got what she wanted, not through work, but through charm. When I turned 30, I was supposed to receive the fund, a clean slate, a future. Instead, I got a call telling me it was gone. Your sister needed it more, my stepmother had said. You'll understand when you grow up. Grow up? I was 30, standing in a hotel room with a view of the city I'd built a life in, and she was telling me to grow up? So I did. I didn't scream, I didn't argue, I simply began to collect. Every message, every transaction, every favor she'd taken from the estate. My father's lawyer had been dismissed after the funeral. She said she wanted a fresh start. That lawyer, Daniel Hurst, was my first call. He still remembered my father. He remembered the original documents. And when I told him what she'd done, his silence was heavy. The kind of silence that comes right before a storm. She can't touch that trust, he said, unless the beneficiary signed consent, which, apparently, I had. A neat little signature, perfectly forged. I asked for copies, compared them to my passport. The handwriting was close enough to fool a bank, close enough for someone who'd been watching me for years. Someone like Laura. It took me 4 months to prepare. I learned patience, the kind that grows in darkness. While they were busy celebrating her new business venture, I set mine in motion, quietly, surgically. I didn't need to confront them yet. I needed them comfortable, careless. Through Daniel, I reactivated my father's old foundation, the one my stepmother had ignored. It gave me access to archived files, including her financial management records. She'd been shifting assets, selling land, moving cash, all in my father's name. I didn't go to the police. Not yet. I went to the bank. I opened a new trust under my father's foundation, named it after him. Then I transferred the remaining liquid assets she didn't know still existed, the offshore account he'd created before he married her. She thought she took everything. She hadn't even scratched the surface. The confrontation wasn't planned. She called me again, maybe to brag, maybe to taunt. "I hope you're not too upset," she said. "Laura's doing something wonderful with your father's money." I said nothing, just asked, "Does she still sign documents for you?" A pause. "Sometimes." "Why?" "No reason," I said, "just making sure the police know whose handwriting to compare." The silence on the other end was exquisite. I could almost hear her face fall. The investigation began quietly. Forgery, fraud, misuse of trust assets, all under her name and Laura's. Daniel handled the filings with surgical precision. I never needed to appear in court. I just watched from afar, headlines blooming like slow poison. Family trust under investigation. Forgery allegations surface. Estate assets frozen pending review. By the time they realized I was behind it, it was too late. Their accounts were locked. Laura's business venture collapsed overnight. My stepmother's house, my father's house, was seized. She called again. I didn't answer. Instead, I sent her one thing: a photo of my father's ring, the one she thought she'd pawned years ago. I'd retrieved it from the foundation's vault. Beneath it, a note: some things belong to blood. 2 months later, I returned home. The town looked smaller, quieter. I passed the house once, windows dark, for sale sign leaning in the wind. Laura had vanished to another city. My stepmother was living off her sister, the same woman she once called a failure. I stood at the gate, staring at the place where it all began, where trust ended. I didn't feel joy, not even triumph, just silence. Justice isn't loud, it's the quiet after the storm. I slid my father's ring onto my